Hey everyone, Tendra here. In today's video, we'll be looking at March 26th to April 1st and see exactly what I did in World of Warcraft. For this week's weekly quest, we have the Dragonflight Dungeon event, and if you're not familiar with this, it's where you have to do 4 mythics. It doesn't matter if they're mythic 0s or mythic 20s, there just needs to be 4 of them done to complete this. Once you complete it, you'll be awarded 1 piece of hero level gear, and that's the equivalent of getting a piece of gear out of a heroic raid. So this is a pretty easy way to get a nice piece of gear for your character. And I felt pretty lucky because I got a set of legs off it this week. Also this week I continued to work on a World Awoken. Once you finish this you'll get to Taven Mount, and I'm actually pretty close on it. I finished up 2 more achievements this week. I finished up Fight Club, and that awarded me the Bestowed Otic Vanguard, and then I finished up Into the Storm, and that awarded me the Coral Scale Salamander. I only have 1 left to go, and that is across the Isles. The only one I need for that is to take a picture of Nat Pagel, so as soon as that world quest pops up, I'll be able to knock that out and I'll be done with this achievement altogether. Right now it's been 3 weeks and I haven't seen this world quest, so I'm hoping it pops up pretty soon. I also headed over to the Emerald Dream and worked on some more characters over there. I'm getting really close to being finished, and this week I knocked out an Alliance Monk and a Horde Shaman. I only have 3 more characters to go, and I'm hoping to have all them done before Season 4 hits. And on top of all that, on Monday we had Noble Garden start. I really wanted the Flying Carpet mount. I'm assuming most people did. So I used every character I have, a total of 44 of them, and farmed for this on the first day. I'd managed to get all the Transmogs day 1, but I didn't see the mount, so it's something I'll just have to keep farming for. The last thing I did was get into my weekly farms, so let's take a look and see how I did this week. First up on my list, I went over to Antorus the Burning Throne. I did this on Mythic because I'm after the Scythe of the Unmaker, but I need the red version, and that's the only place it drops. Once I got over there, I headed in. Luckily I had to skip, so I only had to do 3 bosses. I took down Argus the Unmaker, and I got attempt number 103 on this mount. But again this week I didn't see it drop, so I'll be back here next week. Next up on my list, I headed over to the 5-man instance, Tashavez. Out of here, I'm after the Cartel's Master's Gearglider. I just started this farm, so I'm not very far into it, and I only have 3 attempts after this week. I didn't see it drop again this week, so I'll be back here next week, see if I do better then. The next mount I went after was G.M.O.D. This week I found a group really easy, so I did it on Mythic. I actually did 2 attempts this week, because I forgot to record the first time I went through here, but this gave me attempt number 34 on the mount. And again, I didn't see it drop, so I'll just have to come back here next week, see if I can do a little better then. The next mount I went after was the Glacial TideStorm. Again, I forgot to record the first attempt on this week, so I got 2 attempts this week, and this puts me up to attempt number 32. For this you have to go into Battle for Desire Lore on Mythic again, and I did this with 1 foul swoop with G.M.O.D. But doing this gave me attempt number 32 on the mount, and I didn't see it drop again this week, so I'll be back here next week too. Finally, I was at my multi-character farm, and if you're not sure what a multi-character farm is, it's where I take 13 characters every week to the same raid or dungeon till I get the item or mount I'm looking for to drop. This week I continued with Mimiron's head. This is my 4th week of doing this, but let's take a look and see how these ones worked out for me.
Your petty quarrels only make me stronger. Your petty quarrels only make me stronger. All who inhabit this miserable little seedling. And all who inhabit this miserable little seedling. Little seedling. upon you, and all who inhabit this miserable little seedling. Ului Visara, Gagerong, little seedling. Ului Visara, Gagerong, and all who inhabit this miserable little seedling. Ului Visara, Gagerong, Ului Visara, Gagerong, all who inhabit this miserable little seedling. Ului Visara, Gagerong, seedling. Ului Visara, Gagerong,
Well, there we go. After 4 weeks, I still haven't seen this mount drop. Hopefully this one doesn't take too long, so I'll just keep at this and hopefully knock it out pretty quick. And just in case you're wondering, this week's Transmog is the Armaments of Infinite Infantry. This set marked the first time Blizzard had returned to tier sets being class specific for almost 2 expansions. I personally prefer it this way because that was just awful. But for this particular set, you'll have to run the Sepulture of the first ones. This will come in 4 variations: Raid Finder, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic. These raids aren't soloable yet, but you can find groups easy enough in Raid Finder if you want to farm them up. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.